In 2024, I personally booked nearly 1,000 appointments for med spas across the United States, and that gave me the incredible opportunity to watch certain med spas that were clients of mine turn those appointments into thousands of dollars of sales in treatment plan sales and package sales. And so in this video, I want to break down the simplified sales process that these med spas were using that you can implement and install into your business. And this is going to be the easiest and most conversational sales framework possible so that you can also teach this to your team without them having to become incredible sales experts or go to seminars or trainings all day long. So with all that said, let's just jump right in. In order to make profit on your advertising, you need to make sales. And so to make sales, you need to get good. You need to get as many qualified strangers as possible to walk through your front doors. And to get as many strangers to walk through your front doors as possible, you need to entice them with a no-brainer offer. And for a med spa, a no-brainer offer typically comes in the form of some kind of limited time promotion. This could look like this month only, get your first type of treatment at whatever percentage off, plus all these amazing bonuses. We're only doing this for 12 people, and it's only for first-time customers. In order to make your offer a no-brainer, it needs to be advertised at a price point that the market knows is a great deal. Even the highly qualified, affluent people in your area love a great deal. And so in order for the market to know that it's a great deal, you'll likely have to advertise your treatment at a price point that you will make very little profit, break even, or even lose money on, right? And just to kind of nail this point home, these are quotes from a book called Ready, Fire, Aim by Michael Masterson. I would absolutely recommend reading that book. But he says a powerful and reliable way to grow a small business is to market an upwardly trending product at a substantial discount to its perceived value. After those customers come in, they should be quote unquote pummeled with lots of back-end buying opportunities, which will result in very high lifetime value for each customer. He also says a price cut could persuade customers to buy more, whereas too much of an increase in price could cause sales to fall dramatically and or drive consumers to buy similar products instead. One of the big detriments of running a medical spa is that a lot of your competitors offer the same exact treatments as you. And so with your upfront and your marketing on the front end, it is important to have a price that is compelling to strangers, because at the end of the day, your competitors can just market things at a lower price than you to steal your customers. He also says this idea of optimal pricing and discounting applies to front end marketing only, to bringing in first-time customers. Once you've acquired a customer, you can then develop your relationship with your customers as much as you can so that you can sell them products that are similar to the products that they first bought from you, but at much higher prices. So your question might be, why bother? Like, why bother to advertise in the first place if we have to use this irresistible no-brainer offer that we have to either break even, have a tiny little profit, or even lose money on? Like, what's the point? Why would I do this? If your business currently thrives from word of mouth, referrals, organic marketing, and your past clients just coming in to visit you frequently, and you're happy with your current rate of growth, then you're right. You shouldn't bother. You shouldn't run ads. You shouldn't do SEO. You shouldn't run Google ads. You shouldn't do any of that other marketing if you're currently happy with your rate of growth that you're getting with word of mouth referrals and organic marketing. But the issue is that most med spa owners aren't happy with how much they're currently growing, and they realize that they can't rely on organic methods of marketing. So now that we've established that in order to grow, you need to advertise, and in order to advertise, you may need to break even or lose money on the front end offer. How do we make money, right? What's the purpose of this if we're just going to get people in the door at a break-even price and we're not making any money? Well, the way that we make money on these offers is we immediately sell people more stuff. So people come in for your introductory offer, and then we try to sell only the right fit people the next step immediately. Whatever that next step is, whether it's a treatment plan, a package, whatever that is, a membership, it doesn't matter. This is where your sales skills come in. If you or your team are unable to sell bigger packages to the right fit people, you will never be able to get your advertising to work. I promise you, there isn't a secret pool of rich people who are prepared to spend thousands of dollars with a company they've never heard of before without any persuasion whatsoever. And if there is, please let me know where they are, because I'd love to market to them as well. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the simplest med spa sales framework, and you can use this to learn how to sell yourself, or you can teach your team to use this framework quickly and efficiently so that they can start to sell packages and treatment plans for you. Otherwise, you will always be a word of mouth and referrals business that grows at the rate that the market allows you to. And so if you're okay with growing at the rate that your customers refer you, which is sporadically and every once in a while, then that's totally fine. You should continue to do that. But if you want faster growth, then this is going to be the video for you. And I've made videos like this in the past about the ultimate med spa sales framework, how to sell without being salesy. But I realized that the frameworks that I shared in that were a little too complicated. And I think that especially when you're embarking on teaching something like this to your team, it needs to be simple and memorable in order to drive results. And so what I did was I created the SPA framework, which makes conversational sales for med spas as simple as possible. And so the SPA framework, what the SPA stands for is you start with discovery, you present the possibilities, and then you ask for commitment. So let's walk through each one of those three. The first phase is you start with discovery. So you've got somebody in the door. You're sat down with them during the consultation. The first step is to discover, right? You want to discover their concerns and their goals. And so you start off by understanding their concerns. That could be questions like, hey, what motivated you to come in today? How long have you dealt with this issue? Have you tried anything else before? How did that go? What would happen if this isn't addressed? Why is now the right time for you? So we're just kind of going through and asking questions to truly understand what their concerns are, why they're here today, what do they need help with? And we don't just want people to say like surface level, oh, I have a wrinkle on my forehead, and then be like, okay, I understand their concern. It's the wrinkles on their forehead. No, we want to understand why that problem is serious for them, right? Like if you just imagine yourself continually asking why, it's like, oh, I came in because I have wrinkles on my forehead. Oh, well, why is that a problem for you, right? We want to really get to the root cause, or we want to get to we want to understand the pain as deeply as possible, because if we can widen the gap between where they are currently and where they want to get, and we can show how painful it is to be where they are and how amazing it is to get where they want to get, then that is what motivates action, and that's what motivates them to want to purchase something and be super excited about it in the first place. After you understand their concerns, you then want to clarify what their goals are. What do you want, right? If you could wave a magic wand, what would your perfect look be? I think that's a really great question. Just be like, if we could just wave a magic wand and make you look exactly how you want to look, what would that look be? And then that way you're not telling them, this is what we think you should, or this is what we think that you should do. We're saying, you tell us, what do you think would be the perfect look? And then let's help you achieve that. You can also use visual aids as well. I've mentioned this in previous videos, but if applicable, you could say, you could pull up like a little chart of different levels of what the treatment could do, and you could say, which image do you think best represents your current situation, and then which one shows what you would like to look like later, right? And then all you have to do is summarize what you've heard so far and confirm. So here's what I've gathered so far. You just give a quick summary of all the concerns they mentioned and the goals, and then you'd ask, did I miss anything? And the great part about this is that you can also take notes while you're doing this, and so you don't have to memorize anything. You can just jot things down on a piece of paper. That also shows people that you're listening, you're being attentive. So all we've accomplished, and again, I want to keep this as simple as possible. We are just starting the conversation with discovery by understanding their concerns. We're asking strategic questions to understand their concerns, and we are clarifying their goals. So what's your problem? Where do you want to go? And then I just want to make sure that I got everything right. Let me tell that to you, or let me just explain it back to you. That's it. That's the entire S in the SPA framework. Next, we're going to move on to the P, which is present the possibilities. So this is phase 2. Now we want to show them how you can help them achieve their goals with a clear and simple plan. And now this is one of the more difficult parts of this script that I honestly think is probably best just memorized. But what we need to do here is we need to transition. So after we've understood their goals and their pain and everything, and we summarize and they say, yep, that sounds good. The next step we want to do is we want to use what's called a transition to present them what we believe is the best thing for them. And so the way that I would recommend doing that is saying something like, okay, great. Well, would you say that you're someone who values long-lasting results? 9 times out of 10 people are going to say, yes, of course, I want long-term lasting results. Then you would go, that's amazing to hear. We love working with clients who value long-lasting results, because we actually help our clients. And then you would fix their exact problem without all these things that you don't want. So you would just customize this depending on the treatment that they're in for. We do this for dozens of clients every month. Is it okay if I explain how we might be able to help you with that? So what we're doing is we're transitioning from, okay, based on everything that you said here, I think we actually might be able to help you, because we help a lot of people in your exact situation. And can I just explain to you the process that we take them through, right? Then from there, this is the part where we present them the possibilities. We're just going to present them what we believe they should do. We should give our formal recommendation. Now, use your best judgment for this part. Obviously you are the practitioner here, and so I can't tell you what you should say, but what I would recommend is breaking it down into 3 pillars, or like a simple 3-step plan. And that could be broken down into, first, what we're going to do before we start to treat you, then how the treatment works and what we're going to do to actually treat you, and then what we're going to do afterwards to make sure that you can preserve your results. It really helps to have some kind of visual cues for this as well. So if you literally pull up like a presentation on like an iPad or on a TV or on a computer in front of them and just kind of walk them through and be like, here's how it works. That way you can also have really great before and after pictures mixed into it. You can show them pictures and educate them a little bit about like, here's the treatment we think would work the best for you. Here's like a quick 1 sentence about how it works and why we think it would be best. And then from there, you want to provide some proof as well. So here's someone who came in with a similar concern as you and achieved this amazing result. You can just show a bunch of before and after pictures. And then before we move on and ask them if they would like to purchase, what you need to do is you need to just confirm that they understand. And so you would say, do you have any questions about the steps that I just shared? So do you have any questions about the 3-step plan? Does it sound like exactly what you would need in order to achieve XYZ goal that you told me you want to achieve? And then would you be open to looking at what we'd recommend for you? Okay. This is basically just saying, do you understand? Do you think this will work for you? And is it okay? We're getting permission to pitch to them, basically. So what did we achieve in the present the possibilities section? We transitioned from the discovery into asking for permission to present how we believe they could get their result. Then we were just presenting the plan that we would use for them. And then we were showing them proof, right? If you remember nothing else, it's just transition, present the plan, provide proof. Okay. And then at the end, we do also want to confirm understanding. But if for whatever reason you cut anything out, transition, present the plan, provide proof. Then from there, if they say, yes, I'd be open to looking at what you guys would recommend, then you would ask for commitment. This is the final stage. This is the A in SPA. So far what we've gone over is we start with discovery, we present the possibilities, and then we ask for commitment. And that's really it. In the ask for commitment phase, we're going to guide them to the next best step and address any concerns that they have with confidence. So what we do is we simplify the decision for them. Usually you can present 2 or 3 clear package options. You're going to, if you're doing 2, you could just have a premium plan. This is going to be faster results with a whole bunch of amazing bonuses. It's going to be somewhere in the range of like probably $1,500 to $5,000. And then you have a standard plan. This would be the same results, but it would just be a slower timeline likely, or it would just be a different package with less, right? And the example for this could be like 1 to 3K, or this could even be a smaller package from like, $400 to $1,000 or something like that. You would also want to highlight the incentives for making a commitment that same day. So if you'd like to move forward today, you're also going to receive XYZ amazing bonuses for making that decision. And then you want to get commitment from them. So you say, so what do you think? Which of these options would be more beneficial for you at this point? And so again, in this stage where they've said, yes, I would like to see your recommendations, we're going to present to them 2 or 3 packages or plans that we believe is the best fit for them. And then we are going to ask them, which do you think is the best fit for you? And then if they say, oh, I feel like it would be the standard plan, then we would go, cool. Well, do you feel like there's anything holding us back from moving forward with something like this today? And if they say no, fantastic, move forward. You get the payment. You just move them forward in the process. You go, awesome, here's the next steps. We're going to have you sign some consent forms. We're going to take care of the payment. We're going to get you scheduled for your next visit. Let's get going, right? If they say anything other than yes, or if they say anything other than no, I'm good, I want to move forward, then you likely are going to get some kind of objection. And now the objections usually come in one of 3 types. It's going to be either a price objection. So, this is expensive, or this is out of my budget, a spouse or a partner objection. So, I talked to my partner just the other day. I heard somebody say something along the lines of like, I don't move forward with anything above $100 before I talk to my husband. Like I heard someone say that exact thing. That would be a spouse or a partner objection. And then a stall is just like, I need to think about it. Thanks for the information. I'll take it back with me, whatever, right? And then finally, once we've gone through and we've handled these objections, which I'll go back through in a second, we would then celebrate their decision. So if they do decide to move forward, we just really hype it up. I'm so excited for you. You're going to love this. This is amazing. Here's exactly what happens next. And then we have a whole bunch of unexpected hidden gifts for them. We give them a t-shirt. We give them like a goodie bag. The owner records a quick voicemail or a quick voice note to them and just says, hey, we're so excited that you're on board. We cannot wait to help you with this, whatever, right? You just really want them to feel amazing and incredible about their decision so that they don't back out. So with the objections, obviously objections, this is the type of thing where you just have to drill and practice. But with price, a simple objection handle could be like, hey, totally understand. If price weren't an issue, would you still move forward today? Like if the price wasn't a problem, would you move forward? Most people are going to be like, oh yeah, absolutely. Like if this was in my budget, I would do it. And then you can then from there explore financing or split payment options. If they say, yes, I would like to. For the spouse or partner one, that's a little bit harder, but you can just say like, do you have a ballpark idea of when you'll be able to discuss this with them? And then you could schedule a follow-up visit for after they've had the opportunity to chat. And then with the stall, if someone says, I need to think about it, you could say, what are your main concerns, right? So, and rather than just being like, cool, you think about it and get back to us, just think about it with them right then and there. Awesome. Totally understand you want to think about it. Most of our clients do want to take some time to think about it before they move forward, just so I can understand what would you say are your main concerns at this point? And then you can start to dive a little bit deeper. So what did we achieve in the asking for a commitment? We presented some options to them that we believe are good. And then we asked them which option we think is best and then what's stopping them from moving forward today. Okay. As this is as simple as I could possibly make it in order to make high ticket sales, but all we're doing is we're starting with discovery, we're presenting the possibilities, and we're asking for a commitment. So we're understanding their concerns and their goals. We're making sure we understood it by summarizing. We are transitioning into explaining to them exactly what we believe is the best fit for them. We're providing some proof behind it to show that we know what we're doing. Then from there, we are giving them some specific packages or treatment plan options, and we are asking them which they think would be best for them. And then if they do have objections, we are handling those objections by asking questions about their objections. If they decide to move forward, we're making them feel incredible about it. So that is the simple SPA framework, and I hope that this was helpful. Now, let's talk about a few other things because I don't want to just end the video here. What I wanted to give you is also a framework for how you can transition between questions, because here's the thing. Like, for example, in this section where we are understanding their concerns, if you just sit there and you just read the questions like, hey, what motivated you to come in today? Cool. How long have you dealt with this issue? Great. Have you tried anything before? Like, you sound like a robot. You don't sound like a friend. People aren't going to want to buy from you. And so it's important to understand how to transition between the questions, what to say when somebody objects to you. And the way that we do that is with what I call the repeat, relate, redirect framework. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to repeat or paraphrase what they said back to them. We're going to relate to them, relate to their situation, and then we're going to redirect into a different question. So if you read the SPA script to someone word for word, you will sound like a robot. You won't build any rapport, and they won't feel taken care of. And so let me just go ahead and get back to this here. So with all that said, what we need to do, knowing what to say is one thing, but knowing how to say it is what makes all of this work. And so to build rapport and transition from one question to the next, we need to use what's called the repeat, relate, redirect framework. And so examples of repeating what they said. So let's say, someone says, I came in because I have a wedding coming up soon. You would go, okay, so what I'm hearing is, or it sounds like you're saying, let me make sure I understand from what you told me so far. Just to clarify, you mentioned that XYZ. Then we are going to relate back to their situation. Hey, I can totally see why you would feel that way. That makes a lot of sense. A lot of our clients felt the same. I completely understand where you're coming from. It's really common to feel that way in this situation. You're just like one of our clients who came in the other day who X, Y, and Z. Again, we're just relating back to them. And then we redirect into the next question. So with that in mind, do you mind if I ask, out of curiosity, building on top of that, that's really helpful to know. Can you tell me a little more about, with that said, can you tell me X, Y, and Z? Let me just give you some examples here. Let's say that a client says, hey, my wedding is coming up and I just feel like now's the time to get this done. I actually have a lot of people recently who call for like a Botox offer, for example, and they'll be like, yeah, I'm getting married in 3, 4, 5 months, whatever it is. And so I wanted to just kind of get this done early. So the way that you could respond to that is like, your wedding is coming up. How exciting. Congratulations. A lot of our clients come in for a visit however many months before their wedding. With that in mind, if we could wave a magic wand, what would your perfect look be on your special day, right? Can you see how amazing that response is in comparison to just being like, cool, well, if we could wave a magic wand, what would you want to look like, right? We're just, like I said, we're repeating back to them, we're relating to them, and we're redirecting to the next question. Another example, someone says, I came in today because I saw the promotion and wanted more information. Oh, awesome. You saw a promotion. I'm glad you're someone who wants to be fully informed before making a decision. With that said, could you be a little more specific? Are there any concerns or areas that are top of mind for you right now? And so if someone's super vague when you say like, what motivated you to come in today? And they're like, oh, I saw the promo. This is a great way to handle it by, again, you're repeating what they said. You're relating back to them and telling them that that's a great thing that they did. And then you are redirecting to the next question. And in this case, we're asking, can you be a little more specific? Why are you actually here? Someone says, this all sounds really great. I just need to think about it. Hey, I figured you'd like to take some time to think about it. Most of our current clients find it helpful to really consider their options. If I can be of any help, what would you say are your main concerns at the moment? And again, if someone was just like, cool, I need to think about it, and you go, what are your main concerns? Like, do you see how aggressive and kind of unnatural that feels? Again, we are going to repeat, relate, and redirect. So I figured you'd want to do that. A lot of our clients typically want to do that as well. What would you say are your main concerns? That softens the question and helps them to open up. It also builds rapport. So that's how you kind of navigate around the script. So you have all the questions, you have all the things you need to say, but using this this framework here, so the repeat, relate, redirect framework helps you get from one part of the script to the next. Now, how do you get good at this? Because it's unreasonable to expect to be good at anything without consistent daily practice over a long period of time. I can't just give you a script and then you just expect to be incredible or amazing at it. The 3 areas that you need to practice are the discovery section, so asking people questions strategically, the presentation, so when you are presenting what solutions you believe would be best for them, and then also the ask or the pitch and the objections that come along with that. Those are really the 3 areas that you should practice. The 4 ways that you can practice them are with flashcards, with memorization. There's certain parts I would recommend just memorizing, committing to memory, just saying them over and over, role play, and self-recording. And so if you're working with your team, these things are really helpful, or if you're just trying to get good at this yourself, this is helpful as well. But with flashcards, you can write down the common objections and conversation prompts that you would have. The 3 big obstacles, like we mentioned before, are price, decision maker, and stall. So it's out of my budget. I need to talk to someone else and I need to think about it. Examples, like I said, I need to think about it. I'll have to check with my spouse. That's a bit out of my budget. Prompts for the reflect, relate, redirect framework, such as I just don't know if this is the right time. I'm nervous about trying something new. You can put those down on flashcards and then just practice flipping over a flashcard and then saying what you would say, and then think about, you can also record it. So you record yourself doing this. You flip over a flashcard, you see, I need to think about it, and then you would just respond naturally the way that you would respond. In the beginning, it's going to feel clunky and weird, but over time, you're going to get better at it. Memorization is the second one. I would focus on memorizing the transition part and also the 3-step presentation that you're going to give people. So the transition part, that was where we say, hey, would you say you're someone who values long-lasting results? And then we go, awesome, we actually work with a whole lot of people like that. I would just memorize that part of the conversation. And then the same thing with your presentation where you're saying, hey, here's what we think is best for you. I would just commit that part to memory. So commit the part to memory where you open up the laptop or the iPad and you're flipping through the presentation. Just put that part to memory, because really that part isn't going to change a whole lot every single time unless you're customizing it to the person. Role play is the 3rd way to practice. So practice full conversations, including discovery, presentation, and closing. You can pair with someone else to simulate real scenarios. So you could either sit down with somebody and just ask them like, hey, pretend like this is a problem that you're coming in for, and I'm going to run you through a consult. Or you can sit down with another practitioner who has a little bit more knowledge about it and might know some of the objections that you would get. And then also rotate roles to practice both as the client and the consultant, because being on the other end of it also kind of helps you learn as well. And then self-recording. So record yourself practicing objection handling using the 3R framework, and then also just record the full conversations. Listen back to identify strengths and areas for improvement. Also, recording yourself helps you hear your tone, because like I said before, what you say, how you say something is much more important than what you're actually saying. And so when you hear something back and you're like, I didn't really like the way I said that, or that didn't sound natural, you can practice it again. Now, here's the thing. Practicing is about 50%. The other 50% is managing your team and making sure that they're practicing and getting better. And so I can't talk about management in this video. I'll probably have to make another video for that. But just keep in mind that having all these things happen is one half of it, and the other half is making sure that they're happening. So if you would like me to give you the SPA framework document that I went over, and basically here, I'll just show it to you. So if you would like this document right here, where I give you the exact SPA framework, I give you the exact repeat, relate, redirect framework with more examples. I show you the exact way that you can get good at the SPA framework with a daily practice routine. And then I can also give you an in-person worksheet that your team can use while they're doing the consultations to make little notes and make sure that they're hitting all of the points. Then hit the first link in the description. I will give you an opportunity on the page that you go to submit your information to get all of this stuff. And I hope this video was helpful.